Hi everyone, my name is Hannah Burke and I'm making a quick video on my teaching style. So for this short lesson, I decided to tackle something pretty important for a lot of science classes, and that is the concept of acidity in solution. So acidity in solution is often and most of the time determined by looking at hydrogen concentration in a solution. Now, hydrogen concentration can either be denoted with a picture, which I'll show you later, or it could be your professor saying there is this concentration of hydrogen in this solution and this concentration in this solution. Let's head over to the whiteboard and take a look at how we can determine if a solution is acidic or basic. Perfect. Here we can see how hydrogen ions are written. This is over here with the H pluses. These are hydrogen ions. Over here with the OH negative is a hydroxide. For this concept, we won't really need to worry much about hydroxides. All you really need to know is how to write and what these symbols on the left are, which are hydrogen ions. Now, a very simple way to determine whether a solution is acidic or basic is by looking at the concentration of hydroxide in a solution. Now, a basic solution will have a lot of hydroxide ions in it, and an acidic solution will have a lower concentration of hydrogen ions. So let's take a look at this example. This might be how you see an image on a test or on a practice question. Let's start by counting the hydrogen ions on the left. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and no hydroxide ions, which means that the side on the left has a very high concentration of hydrogen ions. And according to our rule, this means that this solution is basic. So let's write that over here on this side. It doesn't like me right now. We'll drag it over in a second. This side is basic. And according to our rule, a basic solution has lots of hydrogen ions. Now let's examine the other side. Is it the same? Is it a little different? We count 1 hydrogen ion and lots of hydroxide. So over here on this side, we can conclude that because there's such a low concentration of hydrogen ions, this side is acidic. Now, while this is a simple enough solution or rule to remember, it can often get really confusing, especially on tests or in stressful situations. So I have a few good ways that kind of help you learn or remember whether a solution is acidic or basic and how that relates to hydrogen ions. Now, bear with me here. These are kind of funny examples, but if a solution is basic, we can kind of determine that there will be a lot of hydrogen ions. Now think of someone you might call basic. Do you have a friend at school or someone you know who's kind of basic? She has to have everything, or he's like always on top of his game, has to be with every trend. Now, a good way to remember a solution is basic because it has lots of hydrogen ions is because your basic friend or someone who you might consider basic usually has to have everything that's popular at the moment. They collect everything that makes them popular or basic. You have to have it all. So a solution that's basic has to have all of these hydrogen ions. It has to be the best. It has to have everything that's up to date. So it'll have all of these hydrogen ions. Now, a fun little image or way for you to remember this is, of course, a Mean Girls reference, because I know many of you have seen that. And Regina George, some might definitely consider basic, was the popular girl who had to have it all. And she says basic, a basic solution. Now you really will have to bear with me for this one because it is a quick video, but this is a great way to remember that a solution that is acidic often has or loses hydrogen ions. And I'll show you that really quickly too. Let me open this up. Okay. Sorry, my Wi-Fi is a bit slow today. Okay, back to our whiteboard, and I'll show you a quick video to help you remember this.
You guys have officially made me lose my marbles. You lose my marbles. I remember when I lost my marbles. You guys have officially.
Okay, great. So even though that's a little silly, it helps me remember, especially if I'm in a stressful situation, that friend who might be a little toxic. He's kind of the opposite of the basic girl. He's a little toxic. He's not one we really want to be around a lot. He's kind of acidic or prickly. He has lost his marbles and he's kind of acidic. You definitely don't want to be around him. A little different than the basic girl who collects everything. So there's my quick guide on how to remember if a solution is acidic or basic. Thanks for hanging with me.